guys, it's Micah, and you might be wondering where I've been. Well, how do I explain this? So basically, I moved into a new place, as you can probably tell with what's going on behind me here. I've got my plushies all up here in my manga shelf, and then like all of my young adult novels and classics and everything else are all behind me. And I've been here since June 1st now, so it's like, and it's close to the mid-July, close to end of July-ish. So I've been here for almost 2 months now, and I'm planning to be here for until next year, on June 1st. Or next year, end of May-ish, something like that, because we signed a 1-year lease. So like we're gonna be here a while, me and my roommate. Well, like things have been really well when things have been good since I've moved in. Like everything is really spacious and like everything just kind of feels put together for the most part. There's a couple of things here and there that I haven't really been able to deal with, like for instance, let me show you here. I've got this stuff that I haven't put on the wall yet, and I've got like I've got some stuff right there that hasn't been framed or anything, and some such. And like my room is a disaster still, because there's some stuff that I just haven't even unpacked yet that's just kind of in this little corner in my room. So like, you know, I've been a little bit lazy, and there's also the fact too that, I don't know, after the whole like euphoric, yeah, moved into a new place, everything's gonna be great. I'm so sorry. Like after that initial like little high and things like that, and like finding a second job, because at the time, my current job, they were not giving me the hours that I needed in order to sustain living in this new place, because this new place is significantly more expensive than what I'm used to. So after that whole exchange and having the second job not really work out as to how I was really hoping it would, things have been a lot more difficult, and I just kind of, like my depression and my anxiety just kind of went a little bit higher than it's normally at for like a base level. So it's been a little bit more difficult than I would like to admit. But I am making improvements. Like today is Sunday, July 17th? What does my calendar say? Yeah, July 17th. So like by tomorrow I'm going to be starting night shifts at my current workplace, where I'm going to be working Monday to Friday, 9:45 p.m. to 6 a.m. And I've been working on adjusting my sleep schedule over the weekend, since I wasn't able to do what I was originally going to do, which was go to my grandma's, because that was planned way before I even decided to do night crew. And it's only temporary. It's only temporary full-time with night crew because of how crazy stock has been lately and whatnot. And so, yeah, I've been trying to adjust my sleep schedule for that. They are paying me like $1 more, so I'll be making more money. So, and then with 40 hours in a week, working full time, like I'm probably gonna be able to actually like be fine when it comes to like rent and things like that. The only downside is that it was kind of like a little late. Like I would have liked to have probably established that a lot sooner if I could have, or if it had been a possibility to establish that a lot sooner, but it wasn't, and so I went through a little bit of a rough patch and things like that. And now, since I'm adjusting my sleep schedule and things like that, my depression and anxiety has also heightened a little bit more, because of the fact that, you know, I'm forcing sleep deprivation on myself, which is not healthy for you if you are struggling with depression and anxiety, especially if you're like me, who I don't really go to therapy a whole lot. Like I really don't go and talk to a professional a whole lot. I do it maybe every once in a while if things are like really bad, because it's very uncomfortable for me. Like, as soon as I want to do it, I get really freaked out about it, and then like I immediately like basically break down crying as soon as I'm in the room with the person. So it's very humiliating for me. So I don't really like to do that because it's like, oh no, moment of weakness, no. I'm very prideful in that regard, so I don't really like to do that if I can help it. And then I also am not currently on medication for my depression and anxiety because I'm still trying to figure out a means of being able to afford that kind of luxury, because I do kind of consider it a luxury, because I may live in Canada, but that doesn't necessarily mean that things aren't expensive here. Like, they are definitely cheaper than in the United States, I would say. But if you have no coverage or very minimal coverage, like what I have, then your medications are definitely expensive. And like, to take for example, I take Pomacort for my asthma on a regular daily basis so that I can keep my asthma symptoms at bay, such as like shortness of breath, lots of coughing, like phlegm coming up into my throat constantly, that kind of stuff. And so like making it so that it's less likely for me to have an asthma attack. So with that, with no coverage at all, with that I had to pay for a while, that is $80, and probably in the United States it's some fucking like crazy shit ass number probably, but like in Canada it's $80, and if you were to compare like 80 Canadian dollars to, let's say, like what that would mean in US money, I could do that right now actually. So 80 CAD to USD. Wow, what? How is that cheaper? Did our dollar do a weird thing again? I feel like our dollar did a weird thing again. But like 80 Canadian dollars is like $61.69 apparently for USD. Weird. I did not think it would be, considering well, I don't know. I think our dollar's higher than the United States, so then things are more expensive for us compared to the United States. Something like that. But yeah, no, like, I guess in the United States it's like a lot cheaper, but for us it's like twice the price. So, like, it's just kind of like, because it's a little expensive. And then with the amount of coverage that I do have coming from my workplace, because I get part-time benefits, which probably sounds like, what? Canada has part-time benefits? And it's like, yeah, but only with the businesses who decide to do that. So having part-time benefits at my job is really special, because it's like, holy shit, what? That's like unheard of over here for the most part, at least in my province. And so with those I have $45 is what my Pomacort is with those benefits. So that's still kind of expensive for like a medication that's supposed to keep me alive, but you know, it's a bit cheaper. But like, yeah, so just to kind of like give a comparison as to how expensive depression and anxiety medication can be along with the medication that I'm supposed to be taking daily, like they can go up to like hundreds of dollars, and that would be like without coverage. I have no idea what they would be with coverage, but if you can look at my Pomacort example, it definitely wouldn't be a whole lot. Like it would not be a lot when it comes to the benefits my work can give me. So I've been looking into other means of paying for or like covering my medications, and so there is there is like a government form that I can fill out in order to like see if I am like worthy of being given like complete coverage over like practically everything across the board for the most part, because of the fact that I don't make a whole lot of money. But at this point, what they could say is that right now I'm a college student and I'm going to be in my second year once the fall term rolls around, and they could say, oh, you're a student, that you don't count for this. So it's just kind of like, oh, well, if I wasn't a student, I would, because I would probably still be in the exact same position. Like, I'd be in the exact same position, basically, because, like, I'm not making a whole lot of money currently, like, at all, and that's just in the summer, but, like, it can, when you expand it across, like, an entire year, which I did work an entire year at this same workplace that I'm at right now, it barely covered anything that I had to pay for, like, absolutely barely covered anything for that whole year. I was actually making less than I am now, and my paychecks were about the same that they are at the current moment, and but I also had, like, less expenses to pay at the time, so it was a little bit more manageable than now, but still, like, wasn't fantastic. So, I don't know, what they could say is that I don't qualify because I'm a student, and then that kind of ruins things, but I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I have definitely been considering medication when it comes to these things, because, like, when it comes to my anxiety and my depression, they just kind of fluctuate a lot. Like, some days I'm, like, at a base level and I'm like, you know what, I'm having a good day. Like, it's an actual good day. I'm genuinely happy. I'm genuinely enjoying my life right now. And then there's times where right now where, like, I'm barely eating, I'm not really getting the sleep I need, though that's mostly because of job reasons. Mostly because of job reasons. And, like, I find it to be, like, a battle just to leave my apartment in order to go to the laundry room and do my laundry. Like, I wanted to leave my apartment to find an eye mask somewhere in my city for, like, sleep and stuff, so that, like, it blocks out the light so that I don't have to put, like, tinfoil on my windows or some shit. And I couldn't bring myself to just to go out the door. Like, it was hard enough just to go out the door to go to the second floor to do my laundry. Like, I couldn't do it. And so, like, I don't know. There was just, like, this block that was just, like, I couldn't get past when it comes to getting out the door. And, like, that happens pretty frequently, sometimes, depending on what's going on. And, like, you know, it fluctuates all the time as to where my depression and anxiety is at for a while. And, like, how do I put it? Like, it also varies as to how long it'll last, too. Like, so far with this whole episode of having, like, my depression pretty high and then my anxiety kind of following it on occasion, depending on where my mind is at, and sometimes not. So far, it's been lasting for over a week, which is great, because that is not great. Because, you know, of course I want that. Of course I want an entire week of, like, not being able to really get out of the house because I can't bring myself to do it, and, like, just coloring in my adult coloring books, because that's really the only thing that makes me feel slightly better, or watching a lot of YouTube, or watching a lot of Netflix, which I just finished Daredevil Season 2, and, you know, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, I am about to spoil the Season 2 finale, ending there. Give you a minute to just kind of mute it or something. Yeah, so, like, he finally tells Karen that he's Daredevil, and then they just fucking end it there, and it's like, what? Why would you do that? Like, no, don't do that to me. Like, okay, so, you know how Daredevil is, like, into Elektra and, like, also into Karen, basically? Well, like, I'm the one that's, like, on Karen's side, where it's like, yeah, be with Karen, she's so healthy for you, and things like that, you know? And, like, we don't know anything about her past right now, but we're assuming it's, like, really fucking bad because of some of the shit that's gone on when it comes to all mentioning it, and, like, so, like, but, like, she's such a sweet person, and, like, she's always seeking out the truth, but in, like, the ways that Matt really likes seeking out the truth, which is like through the law for the most part, not always. Breaking into Cass's house was definitely not legal, and like, I don't know. I just was very upset because I was like, why would you leave it there? Like, I want to know what her reaction is, but like, you know, they're gonna leave it until season 3 probably, and I don't actually know when season 3 is supposed to be coming out, so you know, that's great. And I'm still waiting for season 3 of Jessica Jones, which I'm probably gonna rewatch Jessica Jones because I've mentioned it to one of my friends like at least 4 times within a very short time period, and he told me that, and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize, because I don't, half the time, because I have ADHD as well, so my memory is absolutely fucking shit. So I don't know who I've mentioned stuff to and if I've already mentioned it before. So a lot of the time what happens is that I'll mention the same exact thing like several times to the same exact person and not even realize I'm doing it. So like, apparently I had already mentioned Jessica Jones to him and how she's like my favorite Marvel character, like at least 4 times within a short time period. And he's all like, you've already mentioned that to me. And I'm like, I did? He's like, yeah. And then I jokingly was like, I should probably rewatch the show then. And he agreed with me, so I'm definitely probably going to be rewatching the first 2 seasons again, because like, I'm waiting and I'm trying to wait patiently, and it's really hard, especially since like I've already watched season 4 of Orange is the New Black, and like, my heart broke. Oh, my heart broke when I watched that. It hurt a lot. But like, yeah, anyway, getting back on the topic of my life up to this point, essentially, that is why I haven't really been posting a lot of stuff lately, is because there's been a lot of background stuff going on my end when it comes to like job and like really ugly adult life stuff that I really would rather not be dealing with, because let's be honest, being an adult with all the bills is gross, and budgeting is gross, and like anything that deals with money as your adult is just gross, and you don't want to do it, and all you want to do is like buy all the books or buy all the posters or like just buy things that like you actually want to own rather than spending your money on like being able to live someplace, you know? So, but like, you know, there's good things about adulthood too, but like, anyway, basically that's kind of like what's been going on. It's just like I've been having a lot of issues with like finances and job related stuff at the moment, and that I've been very distracted by that because, you know, that's kind of my livelihood. And then there's also the fact too that my depression and anxiety has just kind of been on the higher levels lately, so that would be why I haven't really been working on anything right now or doing any live streams. Oh, and the other reason why I haven't been doing any live streams is because my fucking TV broke on me, so I have to replace that, and I'm probably going to be replacing that next month, maybe. It really depends. There's a lot of things that I gotta do with my money next month, so we'll see. But my TV's broken, so live streams are kind of off the table for a while, along with pretty much most of my video games, because I'm a console gamer, so like, yeah, I've got like, how many consoles do I have? I have the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Wii U, GameCube, what else do I have? Well, my roommate has an Xbox 360, but I don't really play it, so I wouldn't really count that as mine. So yeah, I have like 7 different consoles that I fucking adore with like all my heart, and you can definitely tell that I am a Sony fan because I have every single one of their consoles. But like, I like I have small hands, so like their controllers are a lot more convenient for me with how they're shaped, and also my cousins were a huge influence into me getting into Nintendo and Sony, because they were into Nintendo and Sony, and they still are. So like, that's why I'm mostly a Nintendo and Sony fan, is because my cousins were the main reason I got into video games. So like, I have 7 consoles with games with all of them that I can't play because my TV's broken. So yeah, that's fun to deal with at the moment. And yeah, so that's kind of why things have been very sporadic, and why I just kind of disappeared off the grid for a while, because of the fact that, and like had no content for a while. But I am, since I'm gonna be working nights and I kind of have to like stay up like a pretty long period of time and have to adjust to night shifts and stuff, I can't really guarantee when I'll be posting stuff regularly again, but I definitely do have some stuff that I did edit and finished when it came to like stuff that I could post right now, such as the game Cupid, which is a visual novel that's a horror visual novel, and that was a fucking trip. So I'll definitely be posting that at some point. I just have to redo my schedule on my computer as to how I feel like as to how I want to post it. And then I have to edit like the 20-some videos that I have for Asagao Academy, because I played 2 routes in that game. So I played 2 routes in that game. So I definitely need to do that. And then yeah, that's kind of where things are at right now, is just to figure out when I'm gonna post Cupid and how often, and then figure out editing when it comes to Asagao Academy. But since I'm still adjusting to night shift and stuff, and I still have to fix my sleep schedule, because it's been a rocky road with how often I'm gonna have to be like purposely staying awake so that I can sleep during the day. I'm gonna try and get some editing done within that time, because like I'm gonna be staring at a screen trying to stay awake anyway, so might as well be productive with it, I suppose. Yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now. I'm fine. Like, I'm honestly doing, like, I'm okay. It's just I'm having a rough patch right now. So, but I felt like I kind of needed to update everybody once I felt like I could, and once I felt comfortable. So that's why this video is also kind of late, I guess, in the scheme of letting everybody know where I am and what's going on. So I apologize for that, because, you know, I've got a nice little section of people who care, so I'm sure they would like to know what the hell's going on with me. Other than like the tweet that I put out on my Twitter saying, hey, things are kind of crazy right now, hopefully they'll get better. And that was like fucking like almost like a month ago-ish, so like a month ago, I think, give or take. So like, yeah, other than that, I haven't really said much of anything else, so I felt like I should definitely say more. So yeah, that's kind of where things are right now. And that's really all I have to say. I don't really know how to end this. Just, I don't know, I guess just leave me a comment to like cheer me up or something and give me some interaction, I suppose. That's really, that would be nice. It would be nice to hear from some people. So yeah, later guys. See you in the next one.